It's Wednesday, August 15th, and I'm your host, Paula Hersey. On today's show, we take a deep dive into community development block grants, we find out what is so special about Barnstable Golf, and we head to the beach for the 44th Cape Cod Lifeguard Competition. Just a reminder, today is the last day to register to vote for the primary in September 4th. The town clerk's office is open from 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. today. Let's start with some news you can use. Good news for those who travel the Bourne Bridge. The Fix Coalition, who had petitioned the Army Corps of Engineers to postpone the scheduled bridge construction, has received confirmation that the construction has been pushed back to the spring of 2019. What a great night for Barnstable Volleyball, as two of their teams took home championships on Monday night during the HYCC High School Summer Volleyball League. In the small school division, the BHS Green team had a quick scare in the first set as Sturgis East was looking to reign over their regular season home floor. However, once BHS Green found their stride, they never looked back, taking down Sturgis East in the following two sets and capturing the small school JV division title, 17-25, 25-6, and 15-8. In the large school varsity division, BHS Red had payback on their minds from last year as they faced DY in a rematch of last year's championship game. BHS Red came out focused and made rather quick work of last year's champs, winning in two straight sets, 25-14, 25-13, taking their title back from DY. Congrats to the winners and great job to all. The Community Development Block Grant CDBG program provides annual grants on a formula basis to states, cities, and counties to help develop viable urban communities by providing decent housing and suitable living environment, and by expanding economic opportunities, principally for low and moderate income persons. Kathleen Gerard, Community and Economic Development Coordinator, joined us in studio for a deep dive on how this program works and some of the success stories of 2017. It's that time of year. The Community Development Block Grants reporting is now out in draft form on the Town of Barnstable's website. With me today, Kathleen Gerard, Community and Economic Development Coordinator, to talk about what is a community development grant and what has the Town of Barnstable done with those grants this past year. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you very much. The CDBG program, Community Development Block Grant Program, are federal funds that the town receives from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to primarily benefit our low and moderate income residents for the town. What we can do with those funds is we break those into about 5 categories right now that are the priorities, and those are affordable housing, economic opportunities, public facilities and infrastructure improvements, public services, and we've established a downtown Hyannis neighborhood revitalization strategy area, which is pretty much the core of Hyannis that has the lowest income tracts for our town, and we're trying to make some improvements in downtown Hyannis to address that.
All right. So these funds come from the federal government, so it's all of our tax money, just a little different route for it to get back to here to town hall. And you talked about your categories for some of these grants and funds that come in. Let's talk specifically about some of these categories. So housing for existence, what are some of the things that happened this past year with those funds?
This year we had a great brand new program we started called the Hyannis Homebuyer Assistance Program, where we could actually provide financial assistance to income eligible home buyers that were interested in purchasing a home in Hyannis. So brand new program for us. It was a little bit of work to get established, but it was a great success. We actually just closed on our first one on July 31st, so great. That was great news. Other housing programs we did a couple of rental rehab projects. Rental housing, as we all know, is scarce in our town, so we need to preserve those units. So we were able to provide assistance to the Barnstable Housing Authority to rehab 8 rental housing units. Wow. And then we also funded another rental property with multiple 5 units with Housing Assistance Corp. And that one had a couple of project delays, but it's still underway and expected to, the rehab's done, we're just waiting for occupancy to complete that project.
Right. And let's talk a little bit about low income. There's this perception that they don't work or, they're on the dole. But low income really is the working poor. So they need some of those income guidelines that are out there. They need that helping hand to afford to live here on Cape Cod.
Yeah, housing prices are out of the world. And the people that we help in these programs, most of them, I don't think we have any that didn't work less than 2 jobs, mostly 2 and 3 jobs. So just to give you an example of that, I mean, a single person making $48,300 a year is considered low income. And then if you're a 2-person family, anyone underneath, I think it's $55,000.
Right.
So these are people that are working very hard in our community. They're working in our restaurants, they're working in our stores, they're working in our home health aides. A lot of the visiting nurses are coming in. Right. So yeah, it's a very bad misconception.
It is. And some of these programs that are designed is that they become part of the community. When you have a home, you become part of your neighborhood and part of your community. And that's really the essence of some of these helping hands, is to get folks to, stay in our community for one thing, but 2, to become part of it.
Right, and that's why we're trying that neighborhood revitalization strategy area. That's part of the priority, is to try to encourage home ownership in that area, to stabilize the neighborhood and help make improvements.
Where is that area?
It's part of Hyannis. It's not all of Hyannis, but it's downtown. There is a map. Actually, I've got to update the map on the website, but there is a map in the, it's mostly this downtown where we are right now. It includes like Main Street, North Street, South Street, part of the neighborhood behind, like up behind the youth center, and it's like the kind of the center of
so the city center,
Hyannis.
people can live and walk and work and go to school right in their that neighborhood area. That's a great program. So that program has also received community development funds? So
yes, but that one received it in the sense of we're doing programs to improve that area. So our first home buyer that bought a home was actually residents that lived in the NRSA, and they just purchased their first home in the NRSA. So they were renting there, but now they're going to own their own home there. The Micro Enterprise Loan Program, which is a program that's administered by Coastal Community Capital through our CDBG funds, and it's to offer small business owners with 5 or fewer employees, including the owners, financial assistance, and it's only available to businesses in that NRSA area. So we can offer assistance to working capital or help them make some improvements to their small business.
So these funds not only help just individuals and families, but also small businesses too, which is, really the backbone of our economy here in Barnstable.
Yes.
Excellent. And you mentioned youth as well. What are some of the youth programs that community development block grants go to?
Well, we offered 3 different public service activities, and one of them was a youth scholarship program, and it's working with the Hyannis Youth and Community Center. And what we did was we provided funds so that eligible families, children could participate in the various youth programs. And the youth center had a program established initially, but it was only for poverty level residents. And what we did was use this money to bridge the gap between poverty level and low income. So we were able to offer a lot more scholarships to more kids to get them.
Wow, so that means that they can join the HYCC and some of the programs and sports programs that are there as well.
Yeah, it's not just through the HYCC, it's some of the after school programs. Like it includes I think there's a basketball league, there's a summer leisure program that we've been able to assist with. So it's any of the youth programs that are offered through their system. We can help them with it if they can't afford to do that. And we can give them up to, I think they give them up to half of the cost with this money. So.
Wow, that's a fantastic way, especially,
Yeah.
you know, kids need things to do that aren't this on the phones all the time, and those programs, the leisure programs especially,
If
are
your parents
fantastic.
Yeah, if your parents are working, they've got a place where the kids can be safe and have fun for the summer.
Exactly. And what else do you have there? You mentioned some of the other public service pieces, as well as other categories.
Yeah, we opposite, I guess, of the youth, we did a senior programs.
Right.
It was the senior services equipment. They needed equipment to provide some of the services that they have, and including Meals on Wheels, and they have community lunch programs where people can go to the senior center and enjoy lunches. Right. And then they have other educational and recreational programs at the senior center. So we use these funds to buy some of the equipment to provide those services. So it was a way to keep them sustaining the programs at the senior center.
Right, that's fantastic. I love it. Youth to senior, right?
Right.
Yeah. This whole program is very transparent to the residents. So they're at the beginning of the year, you need to tell people what you're going to do with those monies, and then at the end of the year, you report what you've done. So where are we now in this process?
Well, we just completed our 2017 program year, which ended on June 30th, 2018. So right now we're in the process of developing our year-end report. So at the beginning of the year, like you said, we told them how we would intend to spend the money, and now we're telling everybody this is what actually happened with those funds. So the report is an outline of that. It will be available on the town website on this Thursday, August 16th. We like to encourage folks to take a look at it. You can download it, view it online, or download it. And if you don't have access to the internet, you can come up to our Planning and Development office upstairs in this building, Town Hall, on the 3rd floor, or give me a call.
Excellent. And what do you want residents to do with this information? So, you know, I download the document, I, put my feet up on the couch and I read through it on a Tuesday evening. What am I going to do with that information as a resident?
Well, what we're looking for is any comments that folks may have about what we're doing with the funds, so that we can always make improvements to the program. So if there's any comments or concerns, submit it in writing. We're accepting written comments until September 7th. So we're giving you quite a bit of time to review the document, and you can submit comments to us, and then we'll include those comments. We'll respond to them and include them in our final submission to HUD for approval.
Okay, so this really is a resident and community piece that we want everybody to understand what community development block grants are, how they are administrated, and how the programs are taken into account for the town. And then it all goes back to HUD as a final piece. Is that final report? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's at the end that we submitted the final report with any comments that we receive, and we have to respond to those comments in that final submission. And another thing I forgot to mention, they could read, we are publishing the document on the 16th, but we're having a public meeting on August 22nd. Okay. It's going to be in the Planning and Development conference room, which is in Town Hall on the 3rd floor. This building is accessible. There's parking down on the basement side of the building and an elevator to take you up. And you can submit comments through the meeting, and then we'll record those as well if you don't want to write them down.
Yeah, if you didn't want to email them or send them off.
Right. You can come to the meeting, and we can listen to your comments in the public meeting.
Right. And all of this will be available August 16th on the Town of Barnstable's website.
The draft, yes.
The draft. Excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. That was quite the education today.
Thank you for having me.
Special events, ideal course conditions for the fall, and an award-winning municipal golf course. All this and more in our interview with Director of Golf, Bruce McIntyre, at the Hyannis Golf Club this week. Congratulations are in order. Old Barnstable Fairgrounds has a new award in their pocket. Congratulations, Bruce McIntyre, Director of Golf. What did you win?
Well, we, for the 6th year in a row, were awarded in the Northeast competition for Best in Golf. We got the number 10 public golf course in the state of Massachusetts this year. Best ranking of any public course on Cape Cod, and that's again 6 years in a row, voted on by the golfers.
Fantastic.
So we're pretty happy with that.
What a great
Yep.
award, and congratulations to your whole crew out there as well. It was a tough spring.
It's been a tough spring. It's been a tough summer. A lot of heat, a lot of humidity, total team effort. You don't make these things happen with just a couple of people. So a lot of, here at Hyannis as well, the staffs are interchangeable, whatever. Everybody has a lot to do with this, and says a lot for Barnstable Golf.
All right. So you win an award, but you have lots of events coming up too, right? So
Oh, yeah.
lots to talk about today. So
Oh,
special events?
Starting now, and as you right behind us, we've got Independence House getting ready for their annual charity tournament. We go from busy in the summer to crazy in September and October. Lots of large group outings, fall tournaments. Some of our biggest events of the year are going to take place through September into October. It is the second season. Fall golf on Cape Cod, for people who are avid golfers, is the time to play. The weather's clear and cool. The courses are in terrific shape. Rates are down, and people come from all over the region down to the Cape. Our hotels and motels take a lot of our group and packaging through golf, and so we've got people staying in our villages, in our hotels and motels, going to our restaurants, and touching all the nice little economic areas around town, and that's a great thing for all of the Cape. The Cape is very fortunate to have a large number of public golf courses that are in good shape, and our customers flock down here in the fall. So that's really good business coming up.
So what are some of the things people need to be aware about? You said lots of tournaments and special events and fall golf. Do they collide sometimes?
Our goal is to, and we book a lot of our special events on Fridays and Mondays.
Okay.
That's not to say that we don't have plenty of Saturday and Sunday. The idea being, we have 2 golf courses. If we have a large group outing here on a Saturday morning, once it's over, the course will be back open. But our members can still play at Old Barnstable, so they don't necessarily get shut out. Outside of the big events, we have groups of 16, 24, 36, and they plug in at both courses very nicely. And that's, it's just a great chunk of business. And again, fall golf is where it's at. On the member side of it, usually in the middle of September, we start promoting our early sign up for membership for next year. If you sign up in October, starting in October, you'll get 6 months of free golf till next March 31st, and then your full year comes in after that. So for those people who are new to the area, or maybe played a couple of times and figured it was too late in the season, we give them a great opportunity to come in as a new member. Our memberships right now are at the highest level they've ever been in Barnstable Golf's history.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
so lots of people out there playing golf.
Absolutely.
Which is good. We had a good tournament this weekend over at the 100th.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Got everybody kind of rejuvenated. Tiger back in the leaderboard again, which was kind of crazy to see.
Yeah.
So if you're here for vacation or a resident, a second homeowner, when you're playing golf in the fall, are the courses any different?
Actually, course conditioning is better. And typically, we gear up for the summer all spring long. You try to get the courses in as good a shape, the plant as healthy as possible, specifically our putting greens. And July and August, we call it the 90-day war. June, July, and August, Mother Nature rules, and this heat and humidity that we've had for, it seems like, forever now. You know how you feel run down? The grass is the exact same way. The cool season turf like we have on these golf courses loves 68 to 72 degrees. Well, that's the weather coming up in September and October. The turf actually rejuvenates. Course conditions are outstanding, and they're less expensive. So in that regard, to me, having lived here all my life, September, October is without a doubt the time to play golf down on the Cape.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell folks today?
One quick thing, where Hyannis, we don't want to leave out Hyannis because this is where we have most of our huge events. Next week on the 21st and 22nd, we're going to be hosting, for the first time ever held on Cape Cod, a Mass Golf event. This is a sanctioned event through Mass Golf, the Dolly Sullivan golf tournament. It's the largest, if not the one of the largest, if not the largest women's golf event to take place in New England, and it's going to be here at Hyannis Golf Course next week for the first time ever on the Cape. So it's going to be crazy around here. There's actually 3 different shotgun starts over 2 days with approximately 250 women from all over the region coming into play. So it's a great event. It's a prestigious event for Hyannis to have. So if you like to watch golf, you might see it in the paper, but going to be here at Hyannis next week.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Bruce.
You're very welcome.
The 44th Cape Cod Lifeguard Competition, held at Craigville Beach last Friday, had sun, sand, excitement, drama, and a chance for Barnstable Recreation to swim to their 10th consecutive win. These talented and dedicated athletes prove they are the best of Barnstable and Cape Cod.
We're at Craigville Beach for the 44th annual Cape Cod Life Saving Competition. Certainly, it's a real privilege to be here with all these teams. There's 150 lifeguards here, 10 teams, 9 from the Cape and 1 from Maine. There's such a wonderful representation of each of our communities and what they do and how they interact, both serving as, in the more extreme case, a first response to an emergency situation, but in general just interacting with our residents and our visitors and representing all of us. And I'm just proud of them. This is one of my favorite days as a resident and certainly as a municipal employee, and I look forward to it. I hope they have a great competition today.
I am proud. I'm proud of the staff, Barnstable staff that helped put this all together. John Gleason and Timmy, the 3 of us have been meeting for months and months to prepare for this. It doesn't just happen. Just the understanding for the residents and the people in that community to understand what it takes to be a lifeguard. So it was a big challenge, and they decided that in order for people to see and get to witness this, and for other lifeguards to communicate with each other so they could share stories, share issues, and be able to progress the lifeguarding industry along. That's what helps. This is what helps.
So we've got running events, swimming events, and paddling. We actually just finished a 4x400 co-ed swim relay where they swim out 200 yards, swim around a buoy, come in. We had a 4x1 mile run relay earlier. Then we've got a couple different events where we combine running, swimming, and paddling.
Well, it just brings them together, and they're able to show off their skills to the other lifeguards on the Cape and the one team from Maine, and also show the community that's here, what kind of skills they have and what they're capable of. It's just a great team bonding event, and then also to talk to other lifeguards from other areas and see what their challenges are, and kind of just work through some things. So, if they see that situation, then they can handle it. So it's a great time to mix and mingle and compete.
There's a lot more to it, but today they get to see the fitness challenge, a part of it, which is pretty intense.
Did the co-ed paddle sprint relay, so I sprinted a quarter mile and my partner paddled, I think it was 400 yards.
Primarily supposed to be like kind of a fun event, but we are still like competitive. We always try to win, and so like we all just kind of come together, try to have a good time and do our best, and at the end of the day, as long as we had a good time, it's all that matters really.
Here's a look at the community calendar. One of your last chances to shake those hips at the last summer salsa dancing on the Hyannis Village Green with Doug and Kimberly McHugh of Ballroom Bliss. This Thursday, August 16th from 6:30 to 8:30, enjoy a mini lesson and then dance the summer night away to a variety of Latin dance music. This is a free event and is open to all ages. Kids are welcome too. Not a dance enthusiast? Then come, bring a lawn chair, and listen to wonderful Latin music. For questions, please email ballroom-bliss@comcast.net. Here's a look at the meeting schedule for this week for boards, commissions, and committees. Comments, suggestions, accolades? Connect with us on Facebook, email us, or send us an old-fashioned note by carrier pigeon. Channel 18 works. For you. I'm Paula Hersey, and thank you for watching Barnstable Today.